Hey, dude. How's it going? Screwdriver? Do we use that? Screwdriver here with the illegal show. Um, I don't have gaming news for you guys. I was looking at some games and stuff, and some games coming out with the new Need for Speed, Heat coming out. If you haven't watched that trailer, you gotta watch it. You've got to watch it. I won't tell you nothing, but you gotta watch it. Um, I was thinking about my favorite games I've ever played, and what pretty much turned me on to being a gamer for most of my life now. Um, and I thought about it. I really, really, really thought about it for a couple days now. And I'd like to tell you my four favorite games that I have ever played. And like, I don't know, I don't know, reminisce on my childhood a little bit. Um, but yeah, I got four games that pretty much pushed me into being a gamer and pushed me into like just standards for gaming. So first off, a lot of you might be able to guess it, considering I'm a Pokemon fan. It's Pokemon Crystal. I remember for Christmas, um, I asked Santa, I asked Santa Claus. The first two things on my list was a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Crystal. Here's a Game Boy Color that my buddy John gave me, which I really appreciate. I'm waiting for my new plastic to come in so I can switch that out. It won't be scratched. But anyways, it's not my original. I don't know what happened to my original. It got lost in the move. But back to the Christmas story. Um, I remember asking Santa Claus for a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Crystal. Those are the first two things on my list. The commercial I saw on TV with the bus driver getting all the Pokemon in the bus, and there are just all these awesome characters on the bus, right? And then he goes to the car compactor, and it smashes the bus into a Game Boy Color, and then that's the end of the commercial. He picks it up, and it goes, "Collect all 151 Pokemon," or whatever. That was the commercial, and I was like, "Okay, I can do that. I want to do that." So I ended up asking Santa Claus for a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Crystal. And I remember Pokemon Crystal was kind of hard for me because I didn't read anything. I just clicked through it, and so when they'd say, "Oh, go to this town, go to this town, go to this route," I wouldn't never see any of that. So I played the game to like the third or fourth badge, and then I deleted it, and then I did that again, and again, and again, and again, and again, until my sister decided, "Hey, can I play that? I can help you try to get a little farther." So my sister made a new game. We went Totodile. Our character was our last name. That was our character's name. That was our last name. We went Totodile. Um, I remember she got to the point where you run into Suicune, and then like they're roaming around the map. And I don't know how many badges that's in the game, 6 or 7, or maybe that's the end of the game. But like, she beat it for me, and then all I ever did in it was run around and battle wild Pokemon. I never saw shinies, or not that I can remember at least. Like, I don't know. This game really was a big part of my childhood, and I played it a million times. Like, I can literally do the first four badges in the game in like 15 minutes, minus dialogue. So it's a lot of fun. This game really got me into Pokemon, and I stayed a fan in Pokemon until Black and White came out. And then I ended up quitting Pokemon for a couple years. And then when X and Y came out, I was like, okay, that's cool. I got to pick those up on the 3DS. And my little brother actually helped me buy a 3DS. I traded him my iPod Touch and then like $50 or whatever, which doesn't equal a 3DS, but he ended up buying me himself a 3DS. He got me Pokemon X and he got Pokemon Y. And I still have that 3DS he bought me. Um, it's the red one because he wanted the blue one. So I got the red one. I still got the one he gave me. It's one of the best presents I ever got. And I also still have Pokemon X that he bought me. So then I got back into Pokemon from there, and it's just been part of my life since. As you can see, I got all the energy badges on that board I made. Um, I don't know. I still love Pokemon. I can't wait for Sword and Shield to come out. I'm extremely extremely excited for that. So that's one of the four games that turned me into a gamer. The second game is Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, which happened in a better time of my life when my family actually had some money and my dad had a good job and stuff. I was still only I don't know, fifth, maybe sixth grade. I remember it was at yeah, no, I was in like fourth, third, fourth grade. Yeah, because I broke my arm and I played that game all week. Okay, yeah. So, anyways, this came out when I was in like third grade, and I remember playing the first one, and I loved the first one. Like the first one was just hard enough to be fun, but not easy enough to be bored, you know. And we saved for the Rhino, and we got the Rhino, and we got all the gadgets, and we got everything like you have to do in the game. We did everything, and then I remember like I was like, oh, that game was awesome. And then they put out a commercial for the second one, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, and I was like, what? I was so excited for this game, okay, that my parents gave it to me on Saint Nick Day, like in the stocking. That I literally had that and some chocolate. That I was like, oh my god, okay. And it was a school night, okay. And so I walk into the kitchen to get a drink of water, and I see the stockings that we had on the couch were all stuffed full, except mine was really thin because this is all that was in there was the game. And I was like, oh my god! So I took the game out, ignored the chocolate completely. I think I dumped it all over the floor. I ran down the hallway into the gaming room that had my pet scorpion and stuff in there. So yeah, my parents are awesome. I had a pet scorpion, tarantula, rat, all the cool stuff. Anyways, so I went in there and I turned the lights on. And I looked down the hall. Okay, my parents weren't awake from me running down the hall. No one was awake. So I'm looking down the hall. And I'm like, you know what? I should have the lights off. So I turned the lights off, and I looked down the hall, and then I turned the lights back on. I don't know. Whatever. So then I took the game. I put it in the PlayStation 2, which is on max volume, and it goes. And when it starts up, it's just loud as hell. And so I turned the lights off, and I looked down the hall again. And while it's in its like loading screen with the cube floating around, or the balls, I'm sorry, cube is not PlayStation, with the balls floating around, I'm just staring down the hallway. No one's awake. Okay, so I turn the TV volume. I just keep turning it down until it's on like 2. I pop the game in, close it. It says the makers of the game, and then it says Ratchet and Clank, and it like folds down, and the thing pops forward, and it says Going Commando, and I'm like, oh, dude, this is real. This is happening. So that happens, and I start the game, right? I listen to the beginning. I'm shaking. I'm so excited. I'm shaking. I'm playing the PlayStation 2, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, the second one. I loved the first one, okay? And you think my parents walk in? No, they didn't walk in. They're still sleeping, right? So I get to the first planet, which is the one with those weird little flying bugs that glow, and then when you hit them, they die, and then the snails. So I'm doing that first planet, and I remember I got through that whole entire planet. And when I was talking to the guy that sells you like the red like attraction ray to move like things with the yellow circle on them, when I'm talking to that, my dad walks in and he goes, "What are you doing, Jess? Like you got to go to school tomorrow. You you can't play this game right now." He's like, "I got to get ready for work. You got to go back to bed, okay?" And I was like, "Okay, let me save this and I'll go to bed." So I'm standing in front of this guy, right? My dad walks out of the room to get ready for work and shower and whatever. So I save the game, and I just turned off the TV. I didn't turn off the console because I wanted to be there, right? Next time I got to play it after school. But then when I was in my room, I was like, you know what? If I just tell my mom I'm sick, she'll let me stay home, right? And play my game all day, right? So that was the big plan. Oh, I'm going to stay home and I'll play my game all day. So my dad left for work, whatever. I was sleeping. Mom woke me up for school. And I was like, hey, Mom, I don't feel very good. And she looked at me and she says, if your dad gets home and you're still playing that game, you're grounded. And I just lit up. I was like, what? Mom's gonna let me stay home to play Ratchet and Clank 2? Like, what the hell? So I said, okay. My brother and sister, they went to school, whatever, they're gone. My mom let me play my game like all day long, right? Ratchet and Clank Go Commando. I don't even know how far I got. Um, yeah, I don't even know how far I got. I got pretty far, but like 3 o'clock rolls around. My dad's gonna be home in like an hour, hour and a half. So my mom comes in there and she says, "Hey, throw that game off. You're done for the day. You were sick all day, right?" And I was like, "Yes, I was sick today." So I turn off the game, whatever. I was satisfied. Mom let me stay home and play Ratchet and Clank all day long. It was the best sick day ever. So I turned off the game whenever my dad got home, blah blah blah. Later that night I was like, "Hey, can I play my game?" My dad's like, "No, you stayed home sick today." So the rest of that day I watched The Simpsons, ate some of my chocolate, and then the next day was, I think it was Saturday. So I didn't have school the next day, so I was excited. Went to bed, woke up the next day and played Ratchet and Clank with my brother all day. It was like another huge experience for me, like becoming a gamer, because my mom literally let me stay home and play the game all day. I was so happy, as long as Dad didn't see me playing it when he got home. So Ratchet and Clank Going Commando was another huge, huge game. Oh yeah, mostly because the weapons evolved too. That was great. And then Up Your Arsenal, the third one, it's just as nostalgic and amazing. So the next game I got for you, yeah, Need for Speed Carbon. Okay, with Need for Speed Carbon, I wasn't really into racing games, right? I didn't like racing games, none of that stuff. When Need for Speed Carbon came out, my parents got it for me for my birthday. They said, "Oh, Jesse, I talked to the salesperson, and they said that blah 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 blah. A kid your age will like this game." I think I was in eight, maybe yeah, eighth grade. Yeah, I think eighth grade. But Need for Speed Carbon was my first like look at like a racing game, like street racing and illegal stuff and running from cops and stuff. And I was like, okay, this is freaking awesome, you know. I thought it was great because my brother liked Gran Turismo, where you just race on the tracks. I didn't really like that so much. Me and him used to do like Daytona 500, like 500 laps with tire wear, and like you'd have to take pit stops and stuff. Me, it was just the two of us driving around in a circle for 3 4 hours. But I was not a fan of that. So when I got Need for Speed Carbon for my birthday, I thought it was freaking awesome. Like street racing, full customization. That's when I really started learning about like cool ass cars that I like to this day, like Nissan Skyline, RX-7, the Honda S2000, cars like that. Like I still like them to this day, right? So that's when I really started like kind of getting into cars. I don't really, I don't know, I don't really work on cars. I like finished cars. Like I don't like building a car up. I like finished cars. That's just me. But this game like really got me into racing games and just I don't know. This game blew my mind. And I played it the other day on my TV down here, and it looks like hell. It looks like a blurry, bullshit, disgusting game. But I grew up with this. This I beat this game like 3 times over. And one of the times, um, we beat 2 sections of the map. I think we beat Angie and Wolf. I think we beat those two. And then my brother was playing, right? And he got caught by the cops. And that was our second strike, okay? And then later, I was eating dinner, and then he was playing again, and he got caught by the cops another time. That was 3 strikes. We didn't have any other cars. That was the end of the game. I was like, "Whoa, well, that sucks." And then the second play, I think that was the first or second playthrough. No, yeah, that was the first. And then the second playthrough, when I beat Angie, I got her pink slip, and I got her car. And I was like, "What? You can win their cars?" Because they have the '70s Challenger, the RX-7, the DBG Aston Martin, and then I forgot what the last one is. Oh yeah, the last one's the Audi, but you can't win the Audi. I don't know why. Or no, what's the last one? No, the last one is the Audi, but you can't pink slip that. Anyways, so now my new mission was, hey, I'm gonna beat all these guys and I'm gonna win their cars. And so Kenji's car I won, the RX-7 right away. I'm pretty sure that's his name. And then Angel's car I won. I raced Wolf and I didn't get the pink slip. And I was like, shit. Now I have to redo that. So I loaded my last save right before the boss race, and I did both the races again, and a second time I didn't get the pink slip. I was like, what the hell? And then I did it a third time, and then I finally got the pink slip. So I had all three of the boss's cars. I left them exactly how they were. All I did was add performance upgrades, like the engine and nitrous and all the tires and whatever. So I had all three of their cars, and I was really excited to get the last one. I was like, I'm gonna have all the boss's cars. This is gonna be awesome. So I did all the races, whatever, and I didn't end up getting the last car, unless I was in like two-player mode where you can use it automatically. And I was like, what? I don't know. I was pretty heartbroken about that. But then after this one, Need for Speed Pro Street came out, and that was more like a legal kind of like competition racing, like at like events and stuff, which I'm sure you guys played. But that game was really sweet too. Not as great as Carbon, and not as great as Payback, but it was pretty sweet. That one was pretty sweet. So that's another game that I grew up with that really, really got me into gaming and stuff. And then for the last one, Fallout New Vegas. Now, I don't want to say Fallout is the first open world game I played, but this game I played freshman year. Or no, the first Fallout game I played was freshman year at my buddy Jake's house. It was Fallout 3. And he's like, you ever play Fallout? And I was like, no, that game sounds like shit, because I was thinking of like Fallout Boy, like the band. I'm like, I don't listen to that music. Like, I'm not gonna play a game that's like named after them. And so we went to his house. He loads up Fallout 3, and he's in this like huge like area, and I'm like, whoa, what is this? And he's like, oh, it's Fallout 3. Like, you've never played this? I'm like, no. And so he shows me his power armor, and he's like, this dude in the T-45 armor. He has the flashlight on, all this cool ass. I think he had the Chinese assault rifle, so he had like an AK-47. And I was like, whoa, what the hell is this? This game looks badass. He's like, yeah, it's pretty cool. He's like, let me show you some stuff. So he showed me all his like unique armors and unique weapons he had, and he showed me kind of like you can literally go anywhere and do anything. And I was like, what is this? Other than Grand Theft Auto, this is like the first open world game I've ever seen, right? So I'm like, dude, this game is freaking awesome. It's apocalypse based. There's nothing left. It's all rubble. You can loot stuff. You can collect cool armor, cool guns, all this cool ass stuff. And I'm like, dude, this game is awesome. So I didn't end up buying Fallout 3, right? Me and him made a new character, and I'd play at his house when I was over there, and he'd bring it over and play at my house, whatever. So that game was really, really, really sweet. And then I remember I saw the commercial for Fallout New Vegas, and I was like, oh shit, like, I finally get to play one of these games from like beginning to end. And so Fallout New Vegas came out, and I was playing it, and like my biggest pet peeve with Fallout 3 is you couldn't aim down the sights. When I was doing that mission with Sammy Smiles or whatever her name is, and you can aim down the sights and shoot the bottles with the varmint rifle, I'm like, oh dude, this is next level. I'm so excited. And then I was in high school when this came out, I think junior or whatever. So I ended up staying home from school again on a Friday to play this game. My mom went to work, everyone was at work. My mom didn't let me stay home this time. But I ended up staying home and playing this game like all day long. And I literally had nothing done. I made it like to Novak, and that was it. So I still had like half the game or more to play, and I'm like, there's a lot of stuff to do in these games. Like, holy crap. So I ended up playing this 3 times over. Um, I love Fallout New Vegas. If they ever remaster or make a new engine, I hope New Vegas is like the first one to get remastered. That's like my biggest hopes ever. So, anyways, this video is like 20 minutes long. If you stuck around till the end, thank you for sticking around and listening to me talk about my childhood games and the 4 games that turned me into a gamer. I appreciate your guys' time. I hope you consider subscribing and liking the video, or subscribing to my channel and liking the video and stuff. Let me know what your 4 or 5 favorite games are down below, and I'll message you back. I'm pretty good about getting back to my comments, and I'll read them and let you know what I think. But thanks for listening, guys. Real quick, I'm gonna go over what systems I played these on. Obviously, Pokemon Crystal is Game Boy Color. Then PlayStation 2, PlayStation 2, and then this was on my Xbox 360. So literally, the console doesn't matter. How you feel when you play the game and how you think about the game is what matters. So let me know your favorite games down below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace out.